Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing your weekly horoscope forecast for all the zodiac signs for the week of December 17th through the 23rd, 2018. Welcome back. If this is the very first time that you're tuning into my channel or these videos, please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as a notification bell icon, so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I do publish on this channel. That being said and done, also wanted to remind you that between now and December 31st, I am offering 10% off of all my psychic readings on my website. All you have to do is use promo code holidays, that's capital H and then lowercase OLIDAYS, holidays, and it gives you 10% off of any psychic reading. So those of you that may want to gift a reading or buy in bulk, for the whole year of 2019, this is your perfect time to take advantage of that 10% off. You may not think it goes very far, but it does help in many ways. So without further ado, let's get into your horoscopes for this week. Aries, this week for you, Aries, it is going to be a week in which there's a lot of things going on, very intense energy since it's getting closer to the holidays. A lot of you could be on a time crunch right now, trying to get some Christmas gifts, for people that you haven't really bought for, or you could be indecisive. You don't really know what you need to get or what you could get for someone, that is very important to you. There's these questions, almost like you're just not sure if you would be buying the right the right gift or making the right choices this week, and that kind of follows you into your work week. There's a lot about money as well on your mind, but apart from that, there's also a lot of emotional connection with your within your love life. So right now in your love life, there could be some of you that, again, not all of you, but some of you Aries signs out there that could be going through some heartache where you find out that your partner is cheating on you with someone else, or you've already found that out, but the relationship hasn't been the best, and you're trying to work things out and trying to find a way, to make it work. But ultimately, you could be stuck in a situation where you're not sure how it's going to pan out. You're not sure if it's even there's even healing that is possible within the relationship. So these are going to be revelations that occur this week for you. Very fast-paced energy. The best thing that I can suggest for a lot of you Aries out there that would be paying attention to this horoscope is to really just kind of like lay back and relax, kind of chill out a little bit. Don't get so uptight or too frustrated, easily flustered by all of this, because it's going to pass eventually. But for right now, for the time being, this is the energy that is really circulating. In spirit is basically saying that you just need to kind of take things day by day. Don't really put too much emphasis on it. It's going to get better. But this is the energy for this week for the sign of Aries. Taurus, this week for you, Taurus, it is going to be a week in which you are finding that your intuitive abilities are very high. Your magical abilities, magic is all around you during this time. We are entering the winter solstice on the 21st, I believe. So, again, this is going to be a very, very magical time, a very powerful time for a lot of you out there that would be tuning into this horoscope this week. For those of you that have psychic abilities or have any kind of magical abilities or into Wiccan things, a lot of you will be celebrating the winter solstice in many different ways. But your intuition and the way that you're going to be receiving information is going to be very powerful this week. Pay attention to what you're feeling, to what you're getting. You also could be feeling very much so around this time that you're being in a position where you're being judged by other people unjustly. There could be remarks being given, people that are just jealous of your beauty and your shine, your growth. And just take it with a grain of salt and keep it going. You don't have any time for this kind of foolery this week. You don't have time for people to insult you. It's all about your love. So those of you that are in a relationship right now, I feel like your loved one is, your partner is going to do something special for you. This could be them buying you a special gift for the holidays, or giving you an early Christmas present. So expect spontaneity, expect the unexpected. It's definitely a good time of celebrations, of parties. It's a very light airy type of week for Taurus signs out there. For you Taurians. I also feel like there's going to be, like, for those of you that are single, someone coming, a strong possibility that this week will be a week in which a lot of sexual communication is being given, flirtiness. Someone, that may be interested in you is going to approach you and really kind of take things to the next level, or really be more assertive of their feelings towards you. So expect that as well. That is definitely coming. I do feel like, that is what Spirit is showing me right now for this week. So that's the horoscope for the sign of Taurus for this week. Gemini, this week for you Geminis it's very, very exciting. It's about love. It's about part with your partner, communication, friendships. Everything seems to be going in a positive direction, even though it may not seem like it right now, because it is the weekend when I'm filming this and recording these horoscopes. But as you get into the week of the 17th through the 23rd, you're going to be finding that people want to give to you. Your friends want to give to you. There's, maybe a romantic interest, or someone that you've been friends with that you have, your eye, and you have feelings that are a little bit more than friendship that could be developing, very much so. But there is someone that is wanting to give to you. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be very beautiful, very exciting, very emotional time for you. Definitely a lot of chemistry, a lot of conversations around love. You also giving to a lot of people. This is your favorite time of the year for Christmas, the week leading up to Christmas. And so I feel like there's a lot of, for Geminis, it's going to be very social, very busy. You're going to be very occupied. I feel like it's a good time for you to kind of release a lot of the pressures that you're holding on to, kind of de-stress, really just get back to yourself. I feel like you haven't been feeling yourself for quite some time, so this is going to be a good time to finally feel a little bit more like yourself, not worried, not full of stress, not feeling physically ill. But at the same time, be sure to take care of yourself, that you're not overeating or over drinking if you're going out, and having these parties and whatnot. And certainly do not drink and drive during the holidays. So just keep that in mind for a lot of you Geminis out there. It is going to be kind of, I'm a Gemini myself, keep your temper and your egos in check. And that even applies to myself, because I know that this week is going to be very intense energy, since it's so quick and fast paced, like our mind. So it's going to be easy for you to kind of, fall into that category where you immediately want to maybe go off on someone if they say something that's not right, or you see a photograph of someone, and it kind of triggers some emotions in you, whether it's jealousy or, some other form of, affection. Take a deep breath, walk away from it, take a deep breath, recollect yourself. Don't do anything irrational or very, fast-paced, like a hasty decision, because you could regret it later. You could, do something where you burn a bridge, and then, it's just not a good situation. So definitely take things a little bit slower this week, but, have fun. But again, be very mindful and cautious of what you're saying, and think before you speak. And like I said, be safe. Don't drink and drive and do all that. So that's the horoscope for this week for the sign of Gemini. Cancer, this week for you, Moonchild, a lot of you out there will be finding that this is a week in which you're working very hard on, getting your money, getting your work aligned. A lot of you could be planning on taking vacation or leaving on vacation later this week, or taking a few days off, like, the the 22nd through the 25th, or, kind of taking a few days off this week and a few days off next week. But whatever the situation is, you're working very hard this week. You're clearing out your table, your work space, clearing out a lot of the work that you have to do, making preparations for travel if you're traveling. There's a lot of things changing to a more positive direction in your life right now. There is going to be, however, within a relationship, if you Cancerians out there that are in a relationship right now with someone, there is going to be conflicting information between both parties. I do feel like there's some disagreements. This could be around, holidays, and around family get-togethers, and maybe you not wanting to go to your partner's get-together or whatnot, or if there's a party invitation to a friend, you may not feel like going because you don't like the way that they act around you both, or there's just a lot of possibilities. But this is more or less like the energy this week. There's going to be some disagreements. You also could be holding on to some fear right now about a situation. Like, this could be like planning for 2019, since it's just right around the corner in a couple of weeks. So Spirit is basically saying to just go into the situation without even thinking twice. It is time to move, whether it's moving your location to a different state, relocating, or just moving away from a situation that is no longer good for you. But definitely there's a lot of hard work that you're putting in this week, and it's going to shine. It's going to really show in your efforts and the quality of work that you're putting in. But you could be easily distracted, so kind of take it day by day and really make a list. This if you don't make a list or keep things in your Outlook a calendar, document it, or make alerts or reminders for yourself, this is going to be the week that you want to pull out the sticky notes. Do the old-fashioned way, carry your notepad and sticky notes and put them everywhere to remind yourself of special appointments, especially if you're having like a doctor's appointment, right before Christmas. This is going to be the week that you may have a doctor's appointment. You don't want to miss it because your doctor may be out of the office until, January or February. So a lot of doctors tend to take vacations, towards the end of the month, or they close their offices for an extended period of time where the doctor is maybe the doctor may not be there. So again, if you have an appointment, be very careful that you don't miss it, etc. So this is the energy for Cancer for this week. All right, Leo, this is going to be the horoscope forecast for the sign of Leo for the week of December 17th through the 23rd, 2018. So this week for you, Leo, a lot of you are standing right now in a position where your love life and your family life are the main focal points for you. This is the week of Christmas, leading up to Christmas. And so a lot of you are thinking about activities that you can do with your children, your family. There's a lot of love, a lot of understanding, a lot of good energy, celebrations, and it's about partners coming together. So those of you Leos that are single but maybe seeing someone now, or maybe in the infancy stages of a relationship that is blossoming, there's a lot of focus about that. There is also this a little level of immaturity that could creep in if you're not careful and get the best of you and kind of affect your relationship. You could be still having feelings for someone even though you're seeing someone else right now, and so you could be feeling like you're kind of trapped in a situation, not sure if you should go through or hold out and wait to see if that other person that you were in a relationship comes back to you. But Spirit is basically saying right now, this is going to be a good time for you to just keep going, not really worry about anything or focus on anything other than yourself and what you're wanting to do. And just celebrate, spend quality time with your family. That's all what it's all about this week. You could be in a very giving state also, as giving, gifts, surprising people this week. And you could also be someone that is receiving surprises and getting, pampered in many ways. Accept whatever is being given to you, or people that are pampering you. This is a good time to kind of let your hair down, just relax and be a little bit more laid back, because you've been very intense the last couple of weeks, or maybe you've been in a depressive state. So if you have an opportunity or an invite to go out, this is going to be a good time for you to do that. So this is the horoscope for the sign of Leo for this week. All right, for Virgo this week, what I'm seeing for Virgo this week is that a lot of you are going into maybe a new era or a new phase in your career going into 2019, but there's a lot of uncertainty on the feelings towards this. A lot of you are very happy in where you're at right now, but maybe not happy with the people around you. So there's a lot of decision making that a lot of you are having to do and deal with this week in particular. Many of you maybe kind of wondering, should you do this? Should you go? There's a lot of those kind of questions. But Spirit is saying that basically you are going to be making the right decisions. Don't overthink anything. Don't doubt yourself. Just keep going and everything will be okay. There's also this like authoritative side of you that emerges this week. So a lot of you may be more in wanting to be more in control of a situation or relationship. You could be feeling like you don't have the upper hand or the strength. Some of you also could be feeling like you're just not patient this week. You're fighting, to get ahead. Maybe some of you are just a little, upset because you wanted to take off for the holidays, but there's a lot of employees that put in the request before you. So a lot of you will have to be working during the holidays, which is something that doesn't really set well with you, but you will do it because you have to, get paid. You need your job. Some of you also are going to be finding with the winter solstice occurring on the 21st, there's a lot of portal of energy, very strong. A lot of you are going to be finding that maybe during this time you're keeping a little bit more secretive things that, your desires, your wants, things that ring true to your soul. You may be holding on to those a little bit stronger and not really discussing this with anyone in particular. So, but it does magnify and amplify your own power, and you're standing in that very strongly. So this is definitely going to be a week in which you are moving ahead. You're fighting through any kind of roadblocks that you have either creatively or that people put in your path. But this is definitely a week in which you are going to be really getting ahead and getting your point across and being understood by a lot of people, because they're going to start listening and noticing that you have a commanding presence to you this week in particular. So this is your horoscope for the sign of Virgo for this week. All right, for the sign of Libra this week, this is going to be your horoscope for the week of December the 17th through the 23rd, 2018. Now, this week for you Libras out there, a lot of you are going to be contemplating what you are needing to do next. There's a lot of action plans being taken, a lot of discussing things with a partner, someone that you're within a relationship right now with, and you're going to be discussing a lot of this. So there's a lot of you coming together with your partners if you are with someone, and also spending time with your family. A very special time. A lot of you may be asking other people for money. You may be asking your ex for some money, or you may be going through some financial hardships later on this week. It could be that you have, spent a little bit more for this holiday than you would have liked to, or you're just not really taking a look at your finances, and bills and other unexpected expenses have come up. But there's a sense of money being lost completely. Some of you could actually lose your wallets if you're out shopping. Be very careful with your wallets. Keep them in your purses, close to you. Don't, leave them on the shopping cart and then walk away from your shopping cart. Kind of be very, because this is the time of the year where people, will do anything sometimes to get money. So, be mindful of that. But you are moving away from a situation that is toxic, no longer working for you. And it does feel like there is some kind of opposition later in the week, going into the weekend, the 23rd. For those of you that are in a relationship right now, you could be hitting some discussions with your partner that are a little bit more aggressive or a little bit strong. There could be some disagreements, primarily because you may see something in them that reminds you of your ex, or something that reminds you of someone that you don't like. And so you may try to be molding your partner in many ways without even realizing that you want them to change their demeanor, their persona, how they are. For those of you that are single, in many ways this is going to be a time which you may be working on someone else that is like a friend, not really on a romantic level, but you may be demanding that they change some part of themselves as well in order to continue that friendship, because you may be feeling like that they are not really elevating you. They're draining your energy just being around them. There's always problems. They're always discussing about their issues and their problems, so it's more one-sided, and instead of them helping you and giving you any kind of insight as well to your own issues. So again, that's the energy that surrounds this week. So I want to thank you for listening. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out my website for those of you that have been wanting a private reading. I am giving 10% off of all my psychic readings until December 31st. All you have to do is use promo code HOLIDAYS upon checkout. That's capital HOLI, well, capital H and then all lowercase OLIDAYS. Holidays, and that's 10% off on my store on all readings. So blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week, and this is the horoscope for Libra. All right, for the sign of Scorpio this week, there is going to be a lot of you out there that are feeling a little bit beside yourself. There could be some mood swings that you're going through. A lot of you are moody, more irritated this week by simple discussions. You want control, you want things done your way, and things may not always go your way. And, you know, this is where you may find that there are arguments with your family members or things that, you know, that you think that you're right and you're always wanting to be right, even though, you know, that's not for all Scorpios out there. A lot of you are very much, you know, will compromise. But again, for a lot of you, you are hard-headed, and this week is going to be a very tough week for you if you're not careful with the energy that you're exchanging. Be very open and receptive to communication. Allow other people to express how they feel, what they're feeling. If someone is wanting to give to you, allow them to give to you. But there is this strong male energy that surrounds a lot of Scorpios right now this week, in which, you know, things again can be very heated and be in a conversation, confrontations, things that are not good for yourself. There is a sense of fulfillment though this week for a lot of you. There is a sense of fulfillment for a lot of you out there this week, in which you could be feeling like, you know, your life is in your career and things in that nature are really working out, your finances. But there is something also that's causing you a loss of sleep. A lot of you may be finding that this week, since it is the winter solstice on the 21st, it is a portal of energy. And so a lot of you could be feeling like maybe beside yourself, feeling that there is disturbance in your sleep area, your sleep patterns, and you could be struggling with that. So if you are, you know, find ways to meditate, kind of de-stress yourself, so that way you can get, you know, feel better physically and mentally and emotionally. It's all about this week about getting your emotions in check and really not exaggerating or taking things to a very dramatic place, because you can take it to a very dramatic place this week. So this is a horoscope for the sign of Scorpio. If you would like to set up a private reading with me, you can take 10% off of all of my readings right now on my website. Just use promo code HOLIDAYS. It is here on the screen. Type it in just as you see it, and it will give you 10% off of any reading. And also be sure to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon if you haven't yet. Blessings and love and light. And again, this was the horoscope for the sign of Scorpio. Sagittarius, this week for you Sagittarians, a lot of you could be feeling a little bit empty inside. There could be these feelings, a very emotional time period for you this week, even though there may be some celebrations later this week with friends, family members going, you know, into the week of Christmas. And the winter solstice does present a portal of energy, which is something I've been saying on every horoscope this week. To remind you, December 21st is the winter solstice. So there's definitely a lot of hard work that you're putting in. For a lot of you are, you know, trying to take off maybe for a couple of days. You're getting things in order at the beginning of the week. Very much you may not have time for text messaging or to be on social media. So turn off the devices if you must. A lot of you will be with your twin flame or in a relationship right now and really going on a vacation for a few days as well. Celebrations, like I said, it's a very good time this year. A lot of you are also very much guided. You may be going to a divine feminine or someone that is a female figure that's very powerful, a little wise, you know, in her life, and going towards this person for guidance if you're feeling a little confused. You may also be feeling a little tired energetically because you've been going, you probably have two decisions that you're weighing right now and trying to decide which is the best course of action that you need to take. But whatever it is, you know, that you're trying to decide, or you're undecided or not able to make a decision, it is draining your energy. So Spirit is saying to, you know, if you need to have a radio silence from people, you know, do that. kind of take some time for yourself, get some rest. And also, this is going to be a time which you may kind of hold on to some secrets and some things you may not want to discuss every plan of action with other people right now in your life. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that happens this week. Like I said, that you are holding on to some information you don't want to share with other people. It wouldn't surprise me, but whatever it is, you will be finding that you may need to really slow it down this week and take care of your health, because your health is your wealth. So that's the horoscope for this sign of Sagittarius for this week of December 17th through the 23rd, 2018. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to set up a private reading with me, right now I'm giving 10% off of all psychic readings on my store. Just use the promo code HOLIDAYS upon checkout. It is listed here on the screen. Enter it just as you see it here on the screen, and you'll get 10% off. So I want to thank you once again. Blessings and love and light. This is a horoscope for the sign of Sagittarius. All right, for the sign of Capricorn this week for December 17th through the 23rd, this is your horoscope. This week for you Capricorns, a lot of you are working very hard. A lot of you are traveling. This is going to be a week of traveling, getting to a different destination. A lot of you are wanting to get out of your routines, get out of where you're living at right now. If this is the city, or if you have a partner that you're with and they're trying to pull you and you don't want to because you're very focused on your work and you feel like your work should be coming before, there's a lot of your priorities that you maybe need to change right now, and realize that your work should not be put before your family or before yourself. So a lot of you that may be having, like I said, a partner or a family member that is trying to pull you away from your work and really get you to celebrate with them, in many ways. You won't regret it if you do. You need to really pay attention to having more fun. You can't just be all work and no play. You have to, really get out of that mindset and really start relaxing. And financially, I don't feel like you're in a bad place for many of you Capricorns. Again, this is not going to apply to every single Capricorn, but a lot of you that have been working very hard, you have your money saved up. So Spirit is saying, why not? Why not treat yourself this week to that? For those of you that are waiting for a decision or waiting to hear some kind of communication from someone, let's say you're single and you haven't been hearing back from someone that you've been dating or you've been communicating with, and they've pulled back. A lot of you could be hearing this week from them. Spirit is saying just to be patient. And it could be causing you a lot of sleepless nights. Some of you may be having trouble sleeping, especially around the portal of energy, which is on December 21st with the winter solstice. It is going to be a time in which a lot of you could be finding that your sleep patterns are kind of turned upside down. Some of you may be sleeping better. Some of you may be in a position where you're kind of insomniac, are not sleeping too well. So just pay attention to that. Spirit is also saying that there is going to be, like I said, celebrations, and just pay attention to not overindulge. Don't drink and drive. That is very important for a lot of you Capricorns out there, because you may not be paying attention to how much you're consuming or what is going on. So Spirit is wanting you to be very mindful of that. So this is a horoscope for the sign of Capricorn for this week. If you are interested in booking a private reading right now with me, all of my readings, I'm giving 10% off of all my readings. All you have to do is use promo code HOLIDAYS, as you see here on the screen. Enter it just like that upon checkout for 10% off. If you want to, buy in bulk readings to give away to family members or whatnot, this promo code and this offer is valid until December 31st. So you have until December 31st to get any reading at 10% off. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So I want to thank you once again. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. This is the horoscope for the sign of Capricorn. Aquarius, this is your horoscope for the sign of Aquarius for the week of December 17th through the 23rd, 2018. This week for you, Aquarians, a lot of you are finding that there may be some battles that are going on, even though this may not be a good time for you spiritually, where you have to kind of, tackle that. There's a lot of people maybe on your team, if you're working with a group of people, whether this is in your own business or you're working in a store or some kind of business place. There's a lot of people that are maybe feeling very tense. Their emotions are running very rampant. There could be some last minute decisions that are not being run by you if you're in a in a position where that's more of having a say in certain things. There is like a lot of fast energy that is going on this week that could leave you feeling very emotionally drained. A lot of you are wanting to stay away. So a lot of you may decide to just cut off your social media, not really, communicate with certain people, even if this are friends. Basically, it's about people respecting your boundaries and your space this week. A lot of you also are moving forward. You're moving forward with a decision in your finances, with your business, with your money. There's a lot of focus on your money right now. So a lot of you could be deciding to take a trip here soon, get away for a couple of days. But there's also, and at the emotional level, you're feeling, like I said, drained, not just by what's going on in your workspace, but maybe also in your own personal life. There is this sense of drain. A lot of you could be thinking about your family during this time and not being with them. And even though you do have close friends that are like family, you could still be feeling some drain energy there. And so regardless of who is around you and trying to pick up your spirits, this is going to be a very trying week for a lot of you. So take it easy and realize that you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are experiencing the same kind of thing that you're experiencing this week. But really just, kind of keep an open mind and do things that kind of make you happy, whether this is listening to music that you love, going out to eat at your favorite restaurant, or, ordering takeout and bringing it home, and just enjoying the company of yourself or with a good friend. Just do things that make you happy ultimately, and you'll get through this week just fine. You could also receive unexpected surprise presents, gift exchange from someone or other people around you. So there's a lot of that energy that follows you. This is the horoscope for the sign of Aquarius. If you would like to book a private reading with me, right now I am giving 10% off of all my psychic readings on my store. Just use promo code holidays and enter it as you see it here on the screen for 10% off. So blessings and love and light. Have an amazing week. Okay, and lastly but not least is the sign of Pisces. This is the horoscope for Pisces for the week of December 17th through the 23rd, 2018. This week for you, Pisces, a lot of you out there are going to be going through an emotional period for yourself, especially if you are in a friendship or a relationship with someone. There could be a lot of darker aspects to that relationship that are emerging this week. Some things that are maybe not healthy or unhealthy traits that you're noticing in your friendship or your partnership with someone that needs to be addressing. A lot of you are maybe giving a little bit more of yourself to this person and not receiving it back. But there's definitely a struggle between two people this week in your heart space. A lot of you may not be expressing what you're actually feeling on the inside, and a lot of you may be going and celebrating with friends, trying to get around that, away from those emotions, but they're still there. You could also be feeling very much a loneliness away from your family, especially if you live in a different state, or you haven't been communicating with your family, because there's a lot of people that live in the same city as their family and they just don't communicate with them. But there could be some pain there, some sadness and depression that sets in if you're not careful and get your mind strong and healthy and occupied into something that you really like to do. So there is a lot of thoughts about your money right now. Some of you may not be hurting with financially because, again, you've been working very hard saving your money. This could be a time in which you're planning on maybe investing on something or starting a new business in the new year, and it will be a very good opportunity for you to really start putting your creative powers at work and use the energy of the winter solstice, which occurs on December 21st, to really kind of amplify a lot of your creative things, your creative thoughts, your processes, and write down things that, you know, come to you, because again, these are going to be some ideas that you can implement later on in the week. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this horoscope, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you would like to set up a private reading with me, right now I'm giving 10% off of all my psychic readings. Use promo code HOLIDAYS, which is listed here on the screen. Enter it just as you see it here for 10% off of all my any reading on my website. And basically, a lot of you may be wanting to give readings away for Christmas or buy them in bulk. So this is a good time for you to do that as well. If you did like the video, also, like I said, go ahead and share it. Or if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon, so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I do publish on this channel. So that being said and done, I want to wish you very much happy holidays, and thank you for tuning in.